Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to the rapidly expanding Ogre Kingdoms here in Total War Warhammer 3. I think that getting this clan, what are they called? The Fulg? Getting the Fulg to confederate has to be a relatively high priority for us. They have the rest of the province, here we go. They have the rest of the province we already control, which has another trade good in it. And then their other two settlements have even more trade goods. That's Black Fang. Yeah, the Eagle Eries have the eagles, one assumes. They give us a bunch of room to expand toward the north, where there's even more cool stuff to trade, and it just seems like that's got to be the move. Although it looks like we could get some carved obsidian from expanding out into the desert here as well. How big is this orc faction? Strength rank 11, so they have more troops than we do. They have 8 total settlements. Okay, so if we got involved in that, that might be kind of a big war. Not that I'm necessarily opposed, but I am looking at, like, where is the next place we are applying military strength while we are trying to apply diplomatic strength northward. We could go military south as well. We really don't know what's below us. But it's an ogre clan that we have pretty good relationship with. The Thunderguts.
Behold my aromatic.
Okay, we are already trading with them.
You may only.
Okay, yeah, good. So yeah, western military expansion or potentially eastern. We have an alliance with this faction right now, but who knows what'll happen. Are we with the Blood Maw? What's the deal with the Blood Maw? With the Blood Maw, we have trade and a defensive alliance. Okay, yeah. So, all right. Anyway, let's talk to the Fulg.
The boss. My butchers could make a whole lot of chops.
So we could get a defensive alliance, which I'm sure will help them. It'll help drive their relationship with us northward, which will help us get that confederation, I assume. We're at negative 55 right now. Let's keep an eye on how these values change. Can we buy this off? We can. It's basically all of my money, and we do have things we'd like to do with that money. You're at war with the Tusked Sons and the Blood Guzzlers. The Blood Guzzlers are also ogres, but I don't necessarily have a problem with this. Yeah, I'll get into that. Hold on a second. Could we get straight to a military alliance? Probably not. We could do this and get them to pay us a little bit. This faction's undiscovered. We have no idea how dangerous they might be, but fuck it. My official diplomatic stance is fuck it.
Recognize your true tyrant, eh?
All right, so trending upward now. We'll keep working on that. Okay, and then we have some moves we need to make with this army. I wanted to run over here to the camp. Where's the camp border?
Oh my.
Okay, so we have to get pretty close to the Great Hall. Just to get us access to some better troops, because it's about to be roar time. But then this quest battle popped up. So the Over-Tyrant's Crown is not hugely meaningful, I guess. 5% damage resistance and immune to psychology for every unit within 35 meters. I mean, it's pretty good. If we take this quest battle, if we head straight for this, my concern is that we probably do not have much of an army left for the Roar, which we know is coming soon, but if my intention is just to, like, go to the Slaanesh realm and take a deal pretty quickly, we don't need a real army for that. Alright, we can teleport to the quest battle. Let's go ahead and make the run.
No food till you get there.
Try to get into range of the camp as quickly as possible. And then we do have another camp available. We'll have to figure out where we want to put that at some time in the future, you know, soon. Preachers of Fire has your fire bellies coming in at a higher level. Increasing our capacity for fire bellies doesn't really make a lot of sense right now because we can't recruit them anyway. We don't have the building. So, yeah. We'll do this before we hire our first one in. This doesn't seem terribly valuable. Meat generated +5 for all armies. Ooh, +5% trade income for every ally is pretty cool. Yeah, this is definitely the right direction. This stuff is honestly... You can eat all of the growth from enemy regions by putting your armies in them. That's kind of funny.
Look what I got.
Yeah, this top stuff's not even really very compelling. Okay, so the money-making buildings are still finishing. And we may as well just go ahead and buy this. I know it's not like a super valuable upgrade, but the sooner we make it, the sooner it'll start paying out. That's more meat generated. I'm not so concerned about that. We do need to get to Iron Guts, but we have...
Meat for the moon.
Yeah, we have that building present in one of the settlements anyway. And that's right, I was saving up for a purple building. Okay, so I think we're good to end the turn. Actually, we should probably quickly go down the list and just see, of all the factions that we know everywhere, who is interested in... Who are the Blood Guzzlers exactly? I'm probably going to go ahead and do this. You can pay me more than that. Yeah, let's go ahead and do it. Having a common enemy will drive our numbers even higher. More common enemies. And it's some tiny ogre kingdom that's on the other side of our ally, like... Well, that's embarrassing. How are you gonna just fold to an army of orcs? Oh, camera, what are we doing? It seems to have gotten a little confused. What I was gonna say is we should definitely just run down the list of every faction we know and see who might be willing to consider trade. So the Tusked Sons, they're up here harassing Blood Peak. It does seem like Blood Peak is in some considerable... Oh no, wait, that's not our allies' northern territory. That's something else. That's the enemy that we went to war with on our allies' behalf. It's their northern territory. There are a lot of ogres whose symbols look considerably similar. Yeah, like we allied with somebody who's like a very pale, sort of a very, very pale brown with a red circular design, and the enemy we went to war with is a gray with a red circular design. So we got big reputation up with the Blood Maw. Not the one I was looking for. We had a non-aggression pact with the Blood Guzzlers.
Boss of bosses.
Okay, one problem at a time. Let's do a normal move down to about here, I think.
The boss.
Yeah, we're inside the circle.
Must feast.
Okay, so our meat should now be... Huh, we shouldn't be eating anything at all, right?
Meal time.
Because we're inside the circle of the camp's
army.
support range.
My ogres.
So, right now, we can't really make any upgrades. We're kind of just, like, hanging out and waiting for
Obey.
the better buildings to complete. We could start building a mineral seam next turn. We could also go up to the Gorger Cave this turn and get our Frenzy armor-piercing 44 melee attack with a 42-point charge bonus, Gorgers. Honestly, that does seem pretty good. We can start that now. And our income jumped way, way up because we finished all of the gold buildings that we were working on at the same time. So that's nice. We have enough population to finish upgrading Karak Krakatan. I think this is probably the next move we make in this region because I do want to get a defense building. It is so far away from all the rest of our stuff. Would really like to get a defense building in place. We could probably trash the defense building in Amble Peak, though, and replace it with, like, a moneymaker.
Hold, master.
How many turns until we have that? 3?
Trade lord.
Alright, here's what I think we're gonna do. I'm gonna spend 1 turn completely finishing our replenishment, and I think we're gonna try that quest battle, because I do not think that we have any intention of trying to get a Demon Prince soul on the first roar. I think we're just gonna take an early Slaanesh deal, use that to establish more infrastructure. Join your war against the Western provinces. That sounds like a really bad idea. They're huge, aren't they? We can go look at the sign or the board in a second here. We really should. Oh no, they're gonna lose Carrick Frag before they have a chance to give it to us.
Too rich to wound.
Research tribal gathering for a death mask, which is actually quite a good piece of equipment, and some money. I would like to do that. Alright, our hunter gets 1 more level of All Equiver before we can pick up the last point of increased mobility.
Oh, the tyrant.
And then, yeah, I mean, worst case scenario, well, I guess the worst case scenario is we lose the battle and our hunter dies. But, like, if Gracis gets defeated and we lose this whole army, it's not really that big of a deal to rebuild it. These are low-tier units that we do have all of the buildings for. Well, sorry, except for the Stonehorn.
Do what I say.
But we can start this now, which I think we probably should. So, man-eaters. Yeah, where was the Stonehorn building? Is the Stonehorn in this line? Yes, the Stonehorn is... Okay, so we're not too far off of it. We need 16 population surplus, and we are already at 14. So yeah, that all seems very fixable. Alright, let's take this, because I want the big guns. I think it would be a good idea for us to have guns.
The tyrant.
And yeah, okay, army upkeep 0, because we're in camp range. Well, let's take the teleport and see, shall we? So as long as our army is not in any particular stance, we can teleport for a pittance. Where was the... I had to view it in this view over here, I think. Wait, how do I get my... Because there's a way to see the... Oh, I have to click on it. Let's close this. I have to click on it over here. Because there is a way to see what the enemy force was going to be. Sorry, it's called Over Tyrant's Crown. This used to be a... Oh no, it just brings it up here. Huh. Ah, there we go. They completely changed this interface for reasons I do not understand between games 2 and 3. Very curious what the overall... what the reinforcement makeup is going to be. But yeah, let's give it a shot. They expect a close defeat, which has traditionally been a pretty good sign for us. Alright. The Over Tyrant's Crown lacks its distinctive gleam of late due to the incursion of the Black Orc boss who dares to claim the Mountains of Morn for himself. Yeah, that's a mistake we will soon educate them out of. He needs to be crushed, his skull stamped hard into the ash on the mountainside of the Firemouth. Then the crown will shine up real good. But this orc is cunning. One of the reasons he has grown to become such a threat. He surrounds himself with goblins, so he may cast them into battle, caring naught of their fate, while keeping his boys back to do the real damage. So yeah, we got an army of crappy goblins, to be followed by an army of actually orcs. And we're just gonna have to burn them down. And frankly, losses here are almost a good thing because we're going to have to kick units out of the army anyway when the Gorgers come around. So They may make the decision for us, frankly.
My crown ain't as shiny as it used to be. That's your fault. You let this orc rampage through my lands without giving him any bother. That stops now. This battle's gonna be huge. That ain't no lie. And no one lies better than me. I brawls this git here. Now, we're gonna swallow him whole, chew on his eyeballs, and throw his nads into the fire now.
Huh, they say nads.
Let's get to it!
It's always weird when you hear like grade school slang show up in a fantasy setting. While we hold the high ground, we have the advantage? I guess so. We could have waited until we had some guns, I guess. So I'm gonna just real quickly rearrange our forces here.
Yeah! Off we go! Here we go!
Front of the melee.
When do we eat?
And here, just everybody get kind of like generally over here, and we'll figure out better, more complicated positioning later. Okay, they're approaching pretty quickly. You know what? Actually, hold on. My trappers just have like way less range than they do, don't we? 70 to 115? Yeah, because we're throwing knives and they have actual bows. So probably it doesn't make sense to do it this way. Probably we should fall back. Worth noting, we do have Butcher. Cooldown 120 seconds, so we want to use it basically as soon as somebody takes damage. And I probably want the ogres to be maybe a little bit more like out around the side of the formation. You can be over here. Yeah. My hope is that we could just sweep around them and anvil them, hammer and anvil them real good. I'm expecting that we're going to get orc reinforcements from a different side of the battle at some point. Probably at some point relatively soon. It might be the case that it doesn't happen until the might be the case that it doesn't happen until the goblins start dying or something. All right, advance on them. And we should probably have our trappers focus on... Goblins with spears don't actually have anti-large or anything, so we don't have to worry about them catching our charges. We probably should just focus on units of archers. Okay, Greasus has only 63 armor and no shield. We really got to make sure he's not going first. But I kind of think what we're going to do is we're going to have some of these ogre bulls, like I just ordered, move around the side, but I'm going to make that less of a circuitous move, because I actually think we're going to have these ogres just totally face charge the enemy right now. All right, hit their ranged as hard as you can. Hit the normal goblins too, that's fine. You, melee mode, go murder somebody. We'll just give some specific orders. Alright. And Greasus, I don't know, just kind of get over there. It's gonna take you such a long time to get into position that we'll have to reevaluate by the time you're there, I'm sure. As soon as the arrows start flying, so does the ogre body. This is gonna be very rough for them. Look at the distance. Okay, so Greenskins attack from the rear. So there are some night goblins in this army. I forgot about the number of night goblins that we saw, and those guys are not actually visible until you get quite close to them. I don't think that changes anything about our plan here. I do think that it probably makes sense for us to pull these guys forward onto some of these night goblin archers who are a little bit more competent and also have poisoned arrows. Obviously, getting rid of them would be a good idea. And we got proper orc reinforcements coming in from over here. Looks like a fair amount of goblin units still, actually. Spider riders, squig hoppers. I mean, these are anti-infantry troops, at least. So far, though, not seeing too much to be concerned about. Those are all cavalry units, so they will be joining battle shortly. So let's make with the collapsing, shall we? Try to burn these night goblin units down really quickly. The normal goblins are just going to collapse pretty much instantly. That's all well and good. How do we charge this bar? Oh, it's charged off of the... Okay, I see. It's the next level of the dismember thing. Okay. So that's good news. We're gonna see goblin units breaking and then getting converted into prisoner points basically immediately. Works for me. Just try to keep an eye on the approach of the enemies from the rear.
Bring us me! Eat 'em!
I don't think the Stonehorn needs help eating this goblin. That's probably well in hand. Okay, so let's have these units here. Probably not you. The rest of you turn around and form up for this fight. All right. We'll keep Greasus's attention this way. And everybody else, I guess, keep doing what you're doing. It looks like it's going pretty well. These seem to have lost their orders. Probably what happened there is that they lost sight of the unit they were originally told to attack. That kind of thing happens a lot. I'm going to swap these. Do I want to pull the Stonehorn? It's just like there's this big mass of enemies over here, and it feels like maybe that would be a better use of his time. Beating up their lord is probably not even that big of a deal. Let's have you guys turn around and do that. Okay. Boy, the game's engine is not handling the sound very well right now.
Iron guts thundering forth.
Ooh, okay, there are some real units in this. That's an Arachnarok spider. That thing's no joke.
Meal time.
Okay, so combat got joined real fast here. Ignore the big boss. Try to focus on the squig hoppers. What I would really like to do is just pin as many of these units as possible, because they're goblins and whatever, but like our ogres are still definitely vulnerable to rear charges and stuff. The Arachnarok, I think, is exactly the kind of problem that we want to put Greasus himself to the business of correcting. These goblins are already running, so we should be able to just get out around the side. And Greasus probably goes this way. My suspicion is that thing's just going to crash right into us that way. So just so you have an idea of what we're talking about here, in case you're not familiar with the magic of the Arachnarok spider, it is a huge lava spider with a little platform on the back of it the goblins are throwing poisoned spears from. It is a very powerful anti-large combatant, but I'm hoping that Greasus can be more powerful with the aid of Everyone Has Their Price and the Scepter of Titans. And only 75 leadership. Honestly, like, it is still a thing where we could just make it panic. Okay. Does it make sense? We should throw this down on somebody who is injured that I actually care about. You. Get some healing. Oh, interesting. It doesn't consume the whole bar. I guess these things just have a charge time, and then they if they've charged once, they're just available for the rest of the battle. That is not the way the chaos abilities that are sort of similarly represented work. But that's cool. That's great news for us.
Take it all!
Please don't fight their lord. That's a terrible waste.
Here we go! If I gotta...
We have a bunch of units now in the middle who are kind of not doing anything. We don't need any more help on this side. In fact, almost every enemy unit on this side is permanently broken. I'm going to put you back in ranged mode, and you are going to start having at that spider. Between the two of our special characters, we should be able to burn the spider relatively quickly. I want to make sure that the ogre, the more normal ogres, are not getting involved with it at all, because we need them to be doing other things. Are they trying to run away from us anywhere or anything? Not really, it seems like.
Ogre hunter!
Greasus hates to have orders. Okay, even more orcs. That's not great news.
The strongest! The fattest!
Throw all of your abilities in. Yeah, and the
Ogre mates!
hunter has a nice clean shot on it, so that should go about as well as it could possibly go.
Run for it!
Hold on. Can I throw a dismember on these approaching orcs? Ooh, units of black orcs. That's bad news. I'm going to dismember that guy just so his force doesn't get here until the battle's over. I guess we should finish breaking these units. The ogres can do this and then make it back. We are going to need that stone horn for sure. To the point that I don't know that I'm going to commit it to battle right now. We may want to just make sure that it's in a position where it can be fresh. Let's get you over here. Have you attack those guys. Okay, the spider is getting pretty close to giving up already, which is great news. See if we can get our ogres to follow orders here a little bit.
Iron guts! Bring us speed! Wolf said so!
So against a force like this, a goblin heavy force or like a Skaven force or something, the
Sure thing!
rear charge has the additional benefit of having a much larger effect on enemy leadership than
Off we
normal
go!
combat or even a front charge. God, they're having such a hard time moving. That whatever that spell was, it was really fucking up our reinforcement plan. Okay, that's gonna be just about over then.
Ogres!
Is the Ragnarok
Goldtooth on the
gone?
move!
No, it's running away over this way. Okay. I think I'm gonna keep the... You know what? You guys, harass that thing until such time as it is dead. We definitely have some folks over here who it would be nice if they were alive, and they are instead dying. So let's try to fix that problem. But the fact that we're now getting reinforcement charges on this side suggests to me that probably that's not going to be an issue for very much longer. They've broken and are running. Good enough for me. Start focusing over here. Their lord will probably lose in straight-up combat against a normal Noblar unit. I'm going to have our hunter start pinging this guy. And these groups of ogres need to focus inward because we need to break this stuff down so we're ready for that charge.
Over here! Where's me master?
A single goblin on a chariot there, desperately trying to save his lord.
Iron Iron guts.
Alright, squig hoppers are gonna hop away. But I think I want to keep this force moving to this side.
When do we eat? Off we go.
Okay, so here comes the challenge.
Consider it done.
Again, for those who are not familiar, Black Orcs. These are very heavily armored, 110 armor, only 39 melee attack and 29 defense, because orcs are just not good at fighting. But they are immune to psychology, they are just very tough, and their leadership is considerably higher. It's much harder to just make these guys stop fighting. And they're largely armor piercing. That's not such a big deal against us because we really don't have that much armor in the first place. They will not find themselves to be unusually effective here. Sadly, at this point, we do not really have Noblars who can just blunt this charge. What we do have is a Stonehorn. And you lot just... This Orc War Boss is also armored, but he's less armored. We're just gonna huck some ammunition at him. And I think it is definitely time for Greasus to just get in here and pull his weight. His considerable weight. God, this slowing spell that they keep throwing at us is a nightmare.
I'll crush them.
Their war boss is not on a mount, is he? No, he's not. That's a shame. Greasus would be much better at killing him if he was mounted.
Me!
Get him. You can see they're pretty massive. It's going to be a lot harder for us to just, like, knock them around with charges and stuff. Okay, the Arachnarok is coming back. What I might want to do, actually, is have the Hunter... Yeah, let's swap you to melee mode and have you come in here.
Ingenious!
Following the same.
Come in and do a flank charge and hopefully do some real damage.
The trail. The hunt continues.
Can hug up on that guy. Yep, just shove him out of the way. There we go. Okay. The hard part. Do your best. As you can see, we are not exactly winning out here. This has me a little concerned. We may need to do some more, like, break and charge type maneuvers. Yeah, we got pretty poor envelopment. Let me pull some of these units back a little.
Rampage this way!
Just throw that down on them.
Follow the Moor's call!
We need a proper charge on their back line, and we don't have anybody to hold the front other than the ogres. So this is they got close and then they just stopped. What a bunch of babies. All right, somebody's getting the replenishment. It should probably be like the dual weapon guys. Stay focused on this unit of Black Orcs. We've nearly got one of them defeated. So we do have a unit of Iron Guts here who are available. We need to pull them off of the business they're engaged in right now. It is going to take actually everything we have to break this unit of Black Orcs.
If I got her.
Our ogres are suffering badly. Stay focused on those ones. Just keep pushing people off the map.
I smell game.
Let's nuke their Lord's melee attack because it looks like we're almost done, except for their Lord. Never mind, I do believe that is the break. The stone horn definitely pulled way above its weight there.
When do we eat?
All right. So, yeah, that's a permanent break on the entire army of orcs, which means that what we actually have to do is just finish off some of these goblins, remarkably. You lot... Oh, the spider has to get killed, too.
Looking for me!
It suits me.
Range mode. Go spider hunting. They all come over here. Okay, there we go. Now they're suffering the battlefield break. I don't know. That victory didn't feel that hollow to me. That's a lot of dead. We killed... Yeah, we lost 605 and we killed, 2,000 of them. So... We'll get a fair amount of money from this, plus whatever. Was there any money associated with the quest? Probably not. The legendary item is value enough. Really good kill numbers. A lot of our ogres actually gained a bunch of XP here. I think most of these were in the bronze ranks before. And none of our units of Noblars even fully died. Their leadership is low enough, I guess, that they retreat. They tend to get out before they have time to be slaughtered to the last. But yeah, that went really well. So now we just remain camped. We probably move to the settlement, right, for maximum replenishment. I will take the money for the moment, so it's not a huge amount of gold. Yep, there were no rewards except for the crown, but that's fine. That crown's pretty good. So...
Conquest is conquest.
If we actually sit in the Great Hall... There we go. Even more replenishment. Yeah, wow, look at that. Our replenishment has gotten very, very good indeed. And we have enough money to... We don't have enough money to get another purple building running. We should probably save up, actually, because we're going to need 8,000 gold for the Ancient Tooth Circle pretty soon. Oh, also level ups.
The shockingly obese.
Also level ups happened. So I want to get to Renowned and Feared as quickly as possible. There's definitely something to be said for just taking, since we got 3 skill points there, just taking 3 points of Lightning Strike. I was moving toward this stuff, but like, the camp growth is obviously very important to get early. I don't necessarily know that we need to complete the line right away, because we already are not at our camp limit. What does snacks do? Oh, just passive regeneration 100% of the time. That seems all right. We'll get that soon. I'm going to take all 3 points of Lightning Strike here. So we have the ability to deny the opponent their reinforcements. And you can get mobility. Hooray. So we have an open space over here, and I think it is just going to be the crummy money-making building. I don't really know what else I would want to do. Control's very positive. Yeah, that's fine. How's control in this zone? Currently deteriorating. When the provincial instability wears off, we'll still be slightly negative here. It's alright. We can actually turn off income collection for this region, and that'll solve it right there. Because, gosh, there's no actual income to worry about in the first place.
Oh, mine.
Do I want to push this up to Iron Guts? We could just delete this. If we're intending to keep the recruitment building in Krakatoa. Yeah, we might as well just delete that and get the money back. It's not very much, but... This will give us more growth and more local recruitment capacity, but... So this next level up is +1 recruitment capacity, and that is important, I think. The extra growth beyond that probably won't be, because it looks like we're going to max that out pretty quickly anyway. Oh, I should look at our followers and stuff. Gotta make sure that we are equipped with the best things our characters can be equipped with. And once our army's looking a little bit fresher, I think we are just heading north to deal with all this noise. Oh, roar time?
The god bear roars in pain. A death rattle felt across the dimensions. Its arcane energy rips across the mortal plane, creating rifts and scarring the world with gateways into the Chaos Realms.
Okay, we were not terribly timed there, I think.
The toe.
So, new contracts are available. Let's just have a look at them real quick. Kill Bull Mallet Hands. That's pretty doable. Gosh, we have so much reputation, or so much diplomatic relations bonus stuff with the Blood Maw. Never the people we need to have it with. Where's the Demon Stump? The Demon Stump is out in the desert. The Ice Caverns of Ymir Drak is way further out, and also I don't even know who the Mountain Eaters are. This one's a little bit more valuable. Do we want to take this? I don't actually think so. I don't care about 40 points of relations with that faction. Okay, so they did rotate my camera, which I find annoying. Please don't change the orientation of my camera. This was like roughly vertical before, right? Where's the... Hold on. If I... Huh. This is actually straight, more or less straight north. This is not how we have been looking at the map. Weird. Well, whatever. It's how we'll look at the map now. Because this way I can remember what the orientation was. So there's an opening there, an opening there. Far to the south. We don't actually have all that easy of an entrance. I guess this is the one we're going for?
Over tyrants.
How long until the camp is ready?
Goldtooth.
Okay.
There's no guts bigger.
We could just make the run to the camp this turn, then do a little recruitment next turn. Probably just firing some of the Noblars for the moment. I should
No food.
fully sprint here. Get as far as you can.
Move.
We should have a look at the Fallen City on the way past. My guess is it's probably a Skaven settlement. It's hard to imagine it just being empty, you know?
Obey me.
So, what is the next one that we really value? We can get these man-eaters and they can have guns. If we go this way, we can get proper actual cavalry who aren't really meaningfully faster than our ground troops. That's weird. But they are actual cavalry units, and that does matter, because, like, obviously, anti-infantry bonuses won't apply to them, and yeah. I really like guns, as you can probably tell. And I feel like we already are so good at cavalry charging people. I'm gonna go for this one. Increases recruit rank in the local province is also cool. Yeah, and we'll just go get like extremely paid by Slaanesh. And then we'll head north and we'll figure out whatever their deal is. And with a lot of factions, the exciting thing to do would be to get a couple ranks deep and try to find that deal that gives you massive growth in all your regions. But because of the way ogre settlements work, massive growth isn't even that valuable. Like, you get tons and tons of growth in the camps, which are the only things that can get to a high level in the first place. So I think actually we just want to take like the first deal that is like money, basically. Like I just want 20,000 gold. Okay, people are entering the domains. I am unconcerned with this.
Tribe Stealer, Hold Master.
Okay, so we just need to be in normal movement mode within our own territory and within range of the camp. Where's the edge? Ah, here's the end line of my territory.
Boss of bosses.
So if we stop moving right here, I should be able to do recruitment, right?
My army.
Yeah.
My oath.
Takes 2 turns to pull Gorgers. They seem useful, but this could wait until we get back. Then again, if somebody just entered Slaanesh's realm, maybe what we want to do here is give them a little bit of time to get clear of the entrance. So it is helpful to have some Noblars to just like receive the enemy charge to hold some enemies in place. I think a really important question is, would we rather have Gorgers than like normal Ogre Bulls? How do they compare? Bulls have considerably less leadership. Oh yeah, Gorgers are actually really, really hardy. The Gorgers have a little bit less weapon strength. Basically a little bit worse combat stats, but they also have... They have a lower charge bonus too. But they have Frenzy. Frenzy is really important. 8 melee attack, 10% weapon damage, 10% charge bonus. They have some additional physical... this is probably just the... that's the physical resistance from the crown that we're seeing there. This unit counts as a Gorger for ability targeting. That's interesting. They're unbreakable, which is both a good thing and a bad thing. And they have 20 bonus versus infantry. Holy hell. Okay. Compelling. I'm going to kick out 2 units of Gorgers. Bring in, or two units of those. Bring in 2 units of Gorgers. We'll sit here for 2 turns, and then we'll go ahead and enter the realm. So there's no value in having an Ogre Bull over having a dual weapon Ogre Bull. We could just boot these 3 units right now and bring in, or next turn I guess, because we don't have the money to start the recruiting yet, and just bring in the Ogre Bulls with the dual weapons. The Iron Fist is actually a little bit meaningfully different. So what's the bonus versus infantry here? 12? So you're sacrificing 12 bonus versus infantry for the armor and the shielding. I think I would prefer to take the dual weapon ones for right now. Yeah, we can recruit some more of those next turn. Let's grab the Gone Off meat for the moment, mostly because it takes us toward tribal gathering. Oh, interesting. We have to have both. See, sometimes when you have multiple arrows pointing to the same tech, it means you must have either. But apparently Big Tense is one of the ones that requires both. There's not really any indication in the drawing. When you mouse over it, it tells you that it only requires one or the other, but I guess I am going to take this. Again, it's not hugely important that we increase our camp limit right now. So we'll check out Fallen City. We'll hit the thing. Hopefully, our allies can just hold on in the north until we get done doing things over here. And it seems like these ogres are destined to be locked in combat with those orcs basically forever. They're having a hell of a time making any headway against their armies somehow. Okay, we don't really care about that. The Great Orthodoxy did some stuff, whatever. Close a Chaos Rift for some money. We probably will, eventually.
Croesus, the shockingly obese.
I am going to go ahead and kick all 3 of those.
Croesus decides. They work for Croesus now.
Croesus Goldtooth fucking loves to say his own name. It's his favorite shit in the universe. Okay, so we're already past the 16 population. We just need the money, and that's coming along quickly enough. Karak Azorn is 33 turns away from having the population necessary to... Alright, we'll get there. We'll get there.
Hurry up! I'm getting hungry.
Trending toward 109.
Like me when I'm hungry.
And this is now 91. 91 additional points of relationship for Confederation. So it does seem like becoming an ally with them did have a depressing effect on our ability to confederate. I mean, we don't know. There's a lot of other changes that have happened since. Like, my army looks less powerful now because it's so it's short so many units, and also they may have done some recruiting and stuff. It's fine. You can also, like, there's the be nice to them until they agree to confederate plan. There's also the murder them until their choices are confederate or be removed from the game in the other way. At which point they often take the confederation. Oh, I haven't done the other faction camera setting stuff yet this game. I'll do it after the episode's over. That doesn't have to take up camera time or on camera time here. So yeah, if we do the Slaanesh thing quickly and then we close this gate over here, we can pretty much just let the demon armies that are pouring out of the gates everywhere else make our lives really easy, or make everybody else's life harder, which makes our life really easy by comparison, by weighing down our opponents. All right, everybody's going to places.
Croesus
This sucks. I am relatively sure. Oh, well, you know what? Our come and get it has worn off, hasn't it? Yeah, there we go. You can't interact with the settlement to see what's up with it in March mode. So we needed just that little bit of extra movement. Every single plus map movement thing we've taken has turned out to be valuable. Okay. Yeah, colonize it. So a lot of our army will stay here to provide the population for the fallen city. Start building this up, and then we'll go and grab this presently, and we don't need a functional army to do so. And we should probably just sit on our money for the moment. We do have the ability to outpost, but it's another goblin, or it's another ogre faction. It doesn't really seem worthwhile. If we could get an alliance going with somebody who is a different faction, such that we could actually, like, bring in some cool units that do some things that our units don't, that would be fun. Not really interested in getting another way to recruit Noblars, though, you know? Well, it looks like they're planning to really wind up a big force to go after these orcs. We'll see if their ability to coordinate their troops actually holds, though. Oof. Our ally may end up being willing to confederate just because they're going to get eliminated from the game by actual enemies. I mean, that works out just fine for us as well. Oh, and yeah, now we have all of the crummy heroes that poured out of the portals, taking their turns incredibly slowly.
There's no gaps bigger.
I am really surprised that this turned out to be an actual empty territory. Like, why would these Lazargs not have settled that? All right,
More spoils
let's
here.
go to Slaanesh Town and take a deal.
To trust
Yeah. I know, nightmares, whatever. Enter the Dark Prince's realm.
the realm of chaos, a place unbound. The constraints of the mortal dimensions have no effect here. Only the whims of the dark gods matter. Yet there are places where no ruinous power claims influence. In the Forge of Souls, Bellicor lurks, and Ursun dies. Until we have the 4 Demon Prince souls, it will remain out of reach. The Dark Prince's realm. Temptation, lust, and gluttony abound in this realm of desire. Confronting Slaanesh's champion will not be easy, for they are found within the 6 circles of seduction. As you journey inward, know that you will be lured by temptations beyond any your tepid imagination could conjure. In the center lies the Palace of Slaanesh, a monument to perpetual lust, excess, and debauchery.
I saw the younger princeling of chaos.
You know, it's one thing to say stuff like that. Oh yeah, it's full of things beyond what your imagination could conjure in like writing in an RPG source book or something. It's quite different to do in a video game where you then have to actually show them the things that they're not supposed to even be able to kind of imagine. Obviously, it's like a big table of food, or you'll get to have a sex. Really not that his dialogue very much oversells the things will be offered, but they're still good. All right, so yeah. Each of the 6 circles of seduction has these gates. We go through the gates to get down, but every time we go through a gate, they're going to offer us some prize in exchange for us going the hell home, and we're going to take one of them pretty quickly, actually. Okay, so there's a bonus now for actually completing a Demon Prince battle. That seems pretty cool. They definitely made some changes to this stuff since we were last here. But that is all of Greasus's movement, right? Yeah. Okay.
I say.
So actually, we don't want to do anything that costs money at all. As things stand right now, we are going to go to exactly 8,000, aren't we? Yeah, okay. That's handy. Unless something gets refigured before our next turn starts. So there are some Slaaneshi demon armies, but I don't think we have to worry about them. We should not encounter one before we take a deal. We'll be getting out of here real quick. Gratifica Taint Flicker. I mean, I guess that's a thing some people are into. Wait, is it? I mean, I guess everything is a thing someone is into, but taint flicking, huh? And then also this one, whose name is Germaine. So this is an army from the Bloodmaw whose lord is named Furt. But then there's also... Oh no, Fulg, sorry. There's also a faction that has a similar but not identical name.
Time.
You still want me to go to war with some Cathayans who I don't know anything about? No, thank you. I've declared war on enough strangers for the moment. Also, apologies for my whole esophageal area just kind of going out of service here before we even can end the episode. We can run this 1 or 2 more turns. To be perfectly honest with you, I would kind of like to take the deal before we end the episode. Well, I don't know. Maybe we could just call it here. Uh-oh. Everyone's starving, boss. Even more so than usual. Might be the Great Maw's in a stink about something and we gotta make an offering of meat. Or maybe the tribe's just gone too long between meals. Well, it's definitely not that. So, we could have a hearty brunch. Fair's fair. Tribe only had 8 breakfasts today. So this doesn't, for some reason, let's stop and eat a bunch of meat. Doesn't actually affect our meat at all. Or we can make a meaty tribute. Toss a few prime cuts the Maw's way, and the old godmoth's bound to settle down. Money in exchange for lose meat. Yeah, I don't think we're going to be getting into a whole lot of big battles in the next 5 turns, and we do need the money. Oh hey, the Blue Vipers were destroyed. Was that our allies doing, or did something else happen? Something else happened. Okay. Yeah, they pissed off the western provinces is what happened. That's exactly why we're not going to do anything like that. So, a marble quarry will generate income and get us some trade marble. There is a demon army right there, though, and like it definitely feels like building... Yeah, building one of these might be good for keeping this place alive. You know what? I'm going to quarry. If the demons take it, we'll just take it back afterward. It'll be inconvenient, but...
The boss!
Okay. So let's take tribal gathering. Definitely feel like our armies should have access to the massacre ability. And then, you know, trade relations afterward.
It helps ogres. It helps me.
Okay, and we'll stick to this level of income for a little while before we consider starting a second army.
Come on, faster!
So the first portal doesn't give you anything. We can get through there, though, next turn, and that'll be the first time we're offered an actual deal. Sorry, I should turn off fast forward. It's a little bit of a bummer that it feels like it really needs to be on at the end of the turn so that we don't have to watch each of the enemy, each of the chaos agents very slowly walk from place to place. But we definitely need it to be off during the part of the turn that shows us what's happening north of us. Yeah, this is the part where I want to see... Okay, so yeah, the demon armies are pouring forth from the portals. It's going to maybe cause some problems. The Folk failed to close the thing in time.
Accept that.
The Sons of the Mountain. I don't really know anything about you. Oh, okay, well... Sure. They have a relationship with the Folk, so we should probably make friends. Also, it looks like their whole territory is only a single settlement, so they might just get wiped out. We may not have to worry about maintaining that at all. Ooh, Firemouth. Okay, well, they didn't actually take it. They did win a battle there, but they just sacked it, I guess. And now there's orcs that are at war with us really, really close to our settlements. Maybe we're going to be starting the second army sooner than I thought. Because the thing is, if we take 20,000 gold or whatever, if that is indeed a thing we are offered, we don't need to fast forward here. You're going to go somewhere else, that's fine. As long as you're not attacking my settlement. Yeah, cool. Okay, they're moving away from our stuff. That's good. Oh. Festimus Glottal came from absolutely nowhere, though. To destroy our camp. Huh.
The loser gets eaten.
A teleporting demon army, not from a portal, just kind of... Oh, there was a portal under the camp that was completely invisible. Because the camp was on top of it. Well, that sucks a huge amount, because that's like a ton of money we just lost there. Now the 20,000 gold is barely even recouping. It's probably not recouping, honestly. Given that we just dropped the 8,000. So... money for the treasury, not even as much as I was hoping, and a bunch of weapons. I think we go down one more level. There is an army on the next level between us and one of the portals. These are pretty crummy pieces of gear, though. Sword of Anti-Arrows is good. Let's try the next one. Yeah, we can make it to this portal. That army's not going to catch us.
A crude attempt to
Okay.
subjugate.
Yeah, now we need a better deal than we got before because of all of a sudden... That portal was literally not visible. That's really annoying. Okay, well... I think it's still the case that we need to upgrade Krakatan next. And we need the money before we can think about starting the next army, so... Yeah, as I remember it, the portals after the second one, I don't remember if they did award money. They awarded other stuff that's more, maybe a little bit more compelling in the late game. But we're gonna need some better stuff than just 15,000 gold plus that small horde of crummy items. So when we come back, we're going to appear right next to the purple gate that we went into. What are you doing? Can you really not handle that chaos force that's not even like... It's like 2/3 your size? I am concerned that my allies may be very bad against demons. I mean, there's a little bit of upside here in that now it's easier for us to relocate that. We can relocate that camp to a place where it's more likely to be immediately relevant. Like somewhere in the Amble Peak area where we could potentially use it against these orcs. Put it down like west of Amble Peak so it's servicing the Amble Peak Firemouth region. Obviously, we got to lock that place down a little bit more first, but yeah, we had just paid 8,000 gold for that upgrade. Having the camp get murked by an army from nowhere that could not have been there really sucks. Okay, this is good news for us though. Definitely helps us if that demon army tracks that way. Grease's Goldtooth has gained a harsh trait in the realm of chaos. So control down, leadership down. Okay, not a big deal.
Rhesus, the shockingly obese.
Full march mode.
Double time. Move it.
$40,000.
Fresh drone.
Okay, yeah, I think we're gonna take this because 40,000's a lot. Banquet tables stretch on for leagues, covered in the finest sweetmeats. Yeah, that sounds like our deal. So we have gained this trait for leaving the circle. Permanent corruption caused. That makes sense. Do they have the movement to come get us? Probably not. Oof, this area is starting to look very sluggish poisoned. Okay, well, we got to get down to Grimtop now. We'll stop off at the Fallen City. Actually, part of the effect that we gained from that portal was 100% casualty replenishment rate in friendly, neutral, and enemy territory. We're not getting it here because attrition, but as soon as we get into friendly territory, we'll be well off. And we have all of the dollars, so let's go ahead and take this upgrade. And we should upgrade Amble Peak 2. Hopefully it won't get attacked by orcs in the interim. It looks like they're more interested in Karak Azorn, which is not great news for us. But the loss of Karak Azorn doesn't do doesn't do all that much. Okay, so before we actually end the episode, I'm gonna remember the thing I keep saying.
Behold my aromatic.
Do you want a trade agreement?
You may only
Okay.
have to duplicate the more.
Who else? We're positive with you. Would
Won't be
you like a
making
trade
any
agreement?
Deals till you agree. I'm in charge.
Absolutely not. Gosh, it's really expensive to buy off even small amounts of,
Meat stew. You
yeah, there's no way. Who else? We have trade agreements with all of you. We can't trade with the Blood Guzzlers on account of we are at war with them. We're not so negative with you.
Brutes who
but these are gonna
unwittingly
be-
supplied the Ivory Road.
Yeah, these are going to be similarly unbelievably expensive. We're getting along okay with the Exiles of Corn, but yeah, I think we probably have the deals we're going to be able to get. Okay, it's good to establish trade where we can. And we also need to,
boss of bosses.
first of all, it's showing big name. I guess it just means you can choose a new one, because obviously we've had these available for some time. So let's talk about equipment. Right now you're wearing the Gutmaw, which is giving you passive replenishment. But would you be better off with like armor? Probably not. We do have an enchanted item. You know what? Actually, you could really use a potion of speed. Your talisman slot is very spoken for. And you already have... Huh. Oh, only tyrants can have a cave painter. Weird. Alright, well, that's fine. I have not been making sure that you are equipped with things at all. Let's definitely give you... Well, you should have a pit fighter. Or, sorry, we only have the one pit fighter. Yeah, we want to keep it on Greasus, probably. And then we'll give you some magic stuff. You should get a Talisman of Preservation. Yeah, okay. We have him in melee a lot. Definitely feels like it's worthwhile to to up the ward save. So I'm not going to bother closing the portal here. We can come back to this one. We got to deal with the one that's in the middle of our territory first. Okay, and excellent work from the Blood Maw, making sure that I don't get attacked in the back by an army full of demons. Maybe Gad will take care of the portal for us? So the art for the portal's not even present right now, but that portal should still be there, right? They don't automatically close when you come out of them. I'm wondering if it is once again here the case that like it's not drawing the portal because we're close to it, and when we move it will reappear. And so that's the same thing that happened to the camp. It really shouldn't work that way. What we may be learning is that it does, that they made some change during patch 1.1 to make the portals just not draw if there's something red on top of them, but that's a disastrous change. We know there is a portal somewhere considerably to the south. Yeah, I'm not too worried about that. Oh, right, Carrick Azor. And I was like, what? The Carrick's fine. But yeah, this is also a Carrick. Okay. Yeah, we know that's under attack. Nothing we can do about it.
It's no guts bigger.
So, Slaaneshi corruption is still too high here for us to heal.
Bring me
But we can
fresh.
heal by spending a turn inside the Fallen City. Settlements are always safe. That'll refill us completely. And then we will be in some kind of shape. The 100% replenishment is actually really nice.
Gotta tough this one out.
Alright, so...
Trade lord, tribe stealer, hall.
Oh, wow. Slaanesh corruption is so powerful that even with the plus 100, we're still negative. We're gonna have to fix this corruption problem. Does it say where it's all? It says plus 1 right now. I know that portal is legitimately gone, so maybe coming out of a portal does close it now. They changed a bunch of the mechanics of this stuff in the patch, so we're still not gonna do that. I'm gonna close this, and I think what I'm gonna do here is just hit end turn, and then we're gonna consider our options for next turn in the next episode. I mean, do I want to start recruiting? We have a fair amount of income here, and it looks like it may be very helpful for us to have an army on hand. It would allow us to put down a camp near Amble Peak right now and get started on building that too. Yeah, let's do that. So we'll recruit a new lord here. Slaughtermasters are wizards, tyrants are melee troops. Okay. This one's a farter. Those fighters who like it spicy can propel themselves further. Oh, okay. I mean, it's hard to not want to take magic, right? We don't know anything about the Great Moss spell list. I definitely want to see a wizard. So... Strategist seems pretty good. They also have access to the Lore of Beasts, which has some fun spells in it too. Plus 10% meat from battles. Big Daddy charge bonus plus 3. That's such a small bonus, it may as well not even be there. Yeah, let's take the Weapon Master. This bonus is also small, but it's definitely better. And
From the spot there ever was. This whole place is mine. Who can I boss around?
alright, we can start bringing in some stuff here. Let's get... What are we gonna want? As far as we can tell, this army is just ogres, so dual weapon bulls seems like the play.
Obey me or your dinner.
Yeah, and we'll go pretty fast here. I guess if we're gonna pull in normal Noblars, we can do them through this pool, because the fact that their cost gets doubled almost doubled, doesn't mean nearly as much.
Do what I say.
Oops, let's do that.
Meat for my grinder.
Okay, there we go. 2 turns worth of troops. And we don't have any hero recruitment capacities, yeah. Okay, let's hope that they don't just turn around and prevent me from recruiting. Amble Peak has 8 units in its garrison. It's currently upgrading. Let's hope. I am very pleased with the deal we took from Slaanesh. We just gotta survive the consequences of having taken it. I'm gonna be honest, I kind of want to get over here and just maraud through this territory, in no small part because I want to see the Cathay units. So if we can resolve our western border a little bit, we might try to expand east instead, even if it's a worse idea, just because I'm curious. But obviously, that's something of a future concern. We could assimilate the Lazargs. They definitely seemed somewhat amenable to the idea. Okay, they're doing this thing. I mean, I don't know that it really makes any sense for us to do the manual resolve here.
The loser gets
We could do some damage for sure, but yeah, honestly, that's not terrible relative to what we would probably be able to do manual. Okay, so that's a problem. Declaring war on strangers to try to make friends with people can sometimes have negative outcomes. Who would have thought? obviously, once we resolve the situation at Grimtop, we'll push up there and solve that problem with Croesus's army. Okay, and I think this right here is where we are actually going to call it for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Some good things happened. Some other things also happened. When you come back next time, we are going to have to... Boy, this is a Nurgle army. I was going to say we're going to have to choke down some pretty gross meat, but you just can't, right? You just can't eat Nurgle. I don't know. When you come back next time, we're going to have a debate about what counts as meat and what doesn't. And we'll see you then.